Hi all. Sorry, had to run and get something. Whew. My pin encouragement hammer. Whew. How are we all? Oh. I need it, Wiley. So I had a bit of a kerfuffle this morning. I hadn't dry fitted it, and I realized that last night before I went to sleep. You know, you have that moment where you're about to drift off, and you go, shit, did I do that? So I did a dry fit this morning, and I'm glad I did, because this S-guard didn't fit to the shoulders anymore, because when I bent it, I accidentally bent it a little bit too far down. And so this morning, I had to take my gravers, my hand engravers, and chisel out a slot for the top of the shoulder to fit in. So I'm emulating Kyle Royer to a certain degree. Hey Adam. Samwise Blagey. So yeah, I had a panic attack this morning, chiseling that slot for the inlaid shoulders. Yeah, that was scary, and I had to refinish the guard completely. I couldn't go with it as it was because it got all scratched up in the grading. So that's what I did this morning. I'm glad I gave myself to 11 because I literally just finished rebluing the guard when 11 o'clock rolled around. So many parts indeed. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 main parts, and then 8 pins. So there's 16 pieces in total. Yeah, it was definitely rough, especially because I'd already locked myself into doing this at 11 o'clock. So I was like, hope I have time to finish that. That's going to be fun. But anyway, this should be a relatively simple glue up because it's all integral. I don't need to clamp it anywhere. Hey, Caitlin. Yes, happy Australia Day to everyone. So yeah, the only bright side to this whole ordeal has been the fact that I knew that when it came to glue up, I didn't have to faff about with F-clamps and clamping the point and potentially bending things and not getting the glue up right because the frame is screwed onto the blade. So as long as I can get the scales and the liners to fit up properly, which is going to be an interesting task given that they're all drilled to the exacting dimensions of the pins, and if they're even the slightest bit off, this is going to be a nightmare to put together. Yeah, my 3mm nuts. Famous for them. It's not the size, man. That's what you do with them. Right. So, there actually are folding Bowies. There are folding Bowies. The Sheffield trade in Canada developed a two-part. It's a folding skinning / fighting knife, which looks like a Bowie, and yeah. So folding Bowies are a thing. Okay, so the first part of the assembly is dry, so that's always good. put the guard on the shoulders. Oh no, wait. I'm doing this the wrong way around. My bad. Take 2. Okay, so we've got our line-up pins in our frame. Yeah, I hope it'll do make a folding machete kind of thing. So I slot my line-up pins into the guard, so they're now all one piece. You can see. And then we go Musso blade, tang into the frame. The screw bit goes into the hole in the relief. Doing this with gloves is going to be fun. Because now I need to get this nut in that little hole and get it threaded on. That actually went a lot easier than I thought it was going to. So now I'm just threading that nut on. Okay, so I need to tighten that up all the way. And I had a pair of needle nose pliers to do that with, which I may have left inside. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Okay. They were tricky to find. The frame is in line with the blade by the line-up pins and that little screw there. Hey, Bryce. The brass liners are 1 millimeter thick, and the frame is 6 millimeters thick. Okay. So now we tighten the frame screw. This is a finicky job. And I'm also shaking, so that's always fun. Calm down, Sam. It's only the culmination of weeks and weeks of work. It's no big deal. That's as bloody close to a seamless fit as I could get. One more turn. Or a half turn. As it may be. There we go, half turn. Whoops! No! Losing pins. How many am I down? 3. 2, 3. Bloody hell. Stay there. Okay, so now the frame, the guard, and the blade are all practically one piece. Whew. Okay, that's step 1. Well, that's good, Will. Hey, Matt. No, the frame is one piece. I used a long drill bit. Yeah, I'm wearing my Pope shirt, I know. Yeah, so I used a very, very long, yeah, it's about 5 and a quarter inch long. I don't have a ruler with me right now, but yeah, it's about 5 and a quarter. 5 to 5 and a quarter. Yeah, so the hole for the nut was drilled with an extra long drill bit. This one actually. And I drilled down from the top. And that was a massive pain in the ass because I didn't have a drill vise, so I had to do that freehand. You can imagine the nightmare that I had doing that. I had to hold the frame upright. Hey, Lucas. Yeah, so you can imagine I had a fun time doing that. Yes, I do need to get a drill vise, but it's on the list. Right, okay. Alright, okay, alright. So the next step is to put the liners on. These are 1mm sheet brass coined liners. I hand coined them with a file and they've been buffed. Now the coining goes towards the frame. So, like that. Come on. Don't be a bitch. Okay. 2 seconds. Making adjustments on the fly, because that's just how I roll. Now these pins are a very, very tight fit into the frame. I did that on purpose. That's why I have my pin persuader. Okay. And the other frame will go on like that. I just need to make sure that it fits. Oh, it fits. Holy God. That's amazing. So there you go. There's the frame liners fitted up. You can click how to, you can hear the click of it go together. I'm going to bring you a bit closer. Framed hidden tang indeed. Or just a frame handle is normally what they call it. Thanks, Jay. Where did I learn to make the frame handle? By watching lots of YouTube videos. Hey, Joel. Yeah, I'm basically self-taught, so that's why everything's going slowly. Take things slow, guys. Chill. Now you may ask yourself, what the hell is he doing in the corner of this piece of paper? And those of you who've worked in knife making should know what I'm doing by now. But maybe not. See if anyone can guess what I'm doing here. I've done it a lot in my videos, so it shouldn't be a surprise. Oops, don't scratch the koa, Shania. That would be right. No, yeah, so the coining goes either side of the frame to add an accent. Now comes the part where we try not to shit ourselves. Yes, the scales are actually the scales are slightly heirloom fit. They're about 0.5 millimeter, which is about 20 thousandths of an inch proud, and then they're heirloomed in. But the liner and the frame are completely parallel. Now for the fun part, indeed. Shitting myself. Now comes the part where Sam has a heart attack. Thank God for 30-minute epoxy. So, got my little paddle pop stick. I just ground a chisel edge on it. I did not make the... Yeah, it's just gluing to some, Stefan, but when you're talking about what amounts to about 80 to 100 hours of work, and then you're going to stick it together, and if you fuck this up, you can't get it apart without breaking it. So, well, I mean, 5-minute epoxy, the biggest problem with 5-minute epoxy is you only have 5 minutes to work with it, and especially in this kind of stuff, is really bad. 30-minute epoxy is the longest set time epoxy you can buy off the shelf. believe this is 30 minute. Yeah, I think it's 30 minute. It's a 24-hour set, but it's it actually takes 3 days to set properly, but it's got 30-minute work time. This knife will be $900. Hey, Mike. Oh, you made a FileMaker's handle. Cool. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. I'm trying to work up the courage to do this. That's it. Okay. I want plenty of epoxy for this. I don't want to under epoxy this. I need to fill that little gap in there. Hey, Lane Bradley. Yeah, I mean, I thought about it, but I've seen frame handles of similar to better quality with Damascus blades going for about 12 to 1500, so I think 900 is fair. Okay, the epoxy is mixed, or is getting mixed now. Which means I now have 30 minutes to get this thing together before it goes so sticky that I can't get it together. Okay, so first step is to choose one of the scales and start applying glue. Holy hell, my heart is beating like a million miles a minute. There is actually glue on the piece. I can't go back. You might wonder why I'm not going near the edges. It's because it's going to squeeze. Come on. Come on. Get in there. Get in there. Good boy. Oh, down it goes. Oh, it's a very tight fit. It's on. It's on. Oh boy. Woo boy. This is fucking scary. Now I'm going to fill this reservoir, which has the nut in it, up with epoxy, because that is going to be the biggest thing. Didn't mix up enough epoxy. See, this is what happens when you rush. That's right, I'll mix up some more. It's fine. I have plenty of time. Just a lazy day in the workshop. Nothing to panic about at all. Yeah, it's koa, curly koa from Hawaii. Hawaiian koa, stabilized Hawaiian koa. Yes. from Sinclair's Stabilized Timbers, who do some awesome stabilized timber. And some of the stuff that he's bringing to Perth Knife Show breaks my heart, because it means that I'm going to have to lose a lot of money. I'm going to have to hope that this Bowie knife sells, because I'm going to need to sell this in order to afford all of the cool shit that I want to buy. My wife probably doesn't need to hear that. Okay, that's more like it. Filling up those gaps. Okay, now we fit the other scale, and I have epoxy on my hand, which is why I double gloved. Always double glove. Oh man, the fit is so friggin' tight. This is awesome. Ah, there we go. Look at that squeeze out. Okay, now we just need to put the pins in. One. Oh, come on, Sam, pick up the pin. There we go. Two. Three. Four. Five. Six. Hitting. Oh god, don't fucking do this now. What are you hitting? I have the drill bit set up for exactly this reason. That is why you have the drill bit set up on standby, just in case something hangs up. Such an amazingly tight fit. Holy crap, it's together, guys. It's together. Can you believe it? I can't. Okay, the frame is pulled away from the handle a little bit. That's okay. Sorry, the liners are pulled away from the frame a little bit. But that's all right, because I'm about to clamp it. But I need to acetone it first. Oh dear. Okay, acetone to the rescue. Let's get rid of all that epoxy that's squeezed out. I've got one pin that I didn't push through. I did push it through, it just pulled out again. It's fine. It's fine, it's good, it's fine. It's okay. Sorry guys, I'm not going to be able to look at your comments or reply to them or anything like that right now. I think you can understand. You bloody well should at this stage. Okay, and now comes the clamps. Give them the clamps. Someone tell me where that's from. I had a little C-clamp and I have been searching for it forever, but I can't find it. So I'm not going to go with the C-clamp, but I need, well, what I need is to just use this one. Use what you have and not what you don't. Okay. Pin fell out. Sorry guys, I've been off camera for a second. I realize I apologize for being off camera. Okay, alright, okay. Alright. Okay, alright, okay. I really wish I had my C-clamp. This would make this a lot easier because this is too big. I know. And Trick Alex showed me. And I have enough room there. If I all right. Should be wearing a respirator, but I'm not, so blah. Too bad. So sad. More acetone. Oh, this looks so pretty. Okay, so the trick is block of wood there, block of wood there, clamp. Okay, sweet. It's clamped. I can take the gloves off. More acetone. Never too much acetone. Well, I mean, you don't want to kill the glue, but the last thing you want is squeeze out, ruining your fucking fit up. Alright, okay, alright. Jesus Christ, that's done. That's actually done. The weeks and weeks of horror are over. Where the hell are all my K-grip clamps? Apparently I'm down to one. Alright, let's remove all of this rubbish. Go with an F clamp, because I have one of them. Before I do that, I'll show you an up close of the guard fit. Nice, close to seamless guard fit, almost. Seems to have gone a bit awry there. The brass liners, blued frame, coin brass liners, Koa scales. Oh my god. Oh god. Okay. Woo. Losing my goddamn mind. Yeah. As promised. I did promise that I would lose my mind on stream. And here I am, losing my friggin' mind. And then we F-clamp the back end. If you'd noticed my finger, I hit it with the grinder while I was grinding these blocks of wood because I was in a rush. You should never use grinding equipment when you're in a rush. Holy shit. Jared, I'm gonna kill you. Now is not the time for levity. All right. Dooley. There it is. Well, I was better prepared than last time, and that's saying something. Although that's not really saying much, because my preparation today required me to make tools on the fly, which really isn't a good day. So coining is just the art of making those little bumps. Just, yeah, ow, that hurt. Making those little divots equidistant. I don't keep the epoxy out of the coin parts of the liners. Yeah, that would be a good idea, Stefan. The epoxy under the liners is unnecessary because there's through holes through the liners that get glued on through the scales, because the scales, there's holes through the liners so that the scales glue directly to the frame and the tang, and so the liners are going to be fine. It is definitely epoxy, I'll say. Okay, sorry, I was going back on the... Yeah, no, Mick doesn't live here anymore. So epoxy, yeah, a little bit of epoxy will be going into the... Hello, it's me. Hey, Dragonstone. Yes, epoxy cures, not dries. Anyway, same thing. Who cares? Oh, I'm glad you guys could come and... Hi, Aaron. Yeah, but you're on my channel, Jared. It's mine. Yes. So there will be epoxy in the scallops a little bit, tiny bit, not a lot, but they won't fill it completely. I've got more acetone. Okay, so sorry guys, I've been a little bit freaking busy. So the pins will be cut and filed by hand, and then domed. I'm going to use Kyle Royer's doming trick to dome them, just slightly. So basically what I'll do is cut them, file them down until they're standing about a millimeter high. It's really not worth it, Jay, to be honest. Although, as you'll notice, that I was using very acetone-soaked rags, and that tends to clear out a lot of it. And honestly, you can't see the epoxy. It'll be right down the bottom of the scallops. You won't see it. My scallops are also quite deep. They're at a shallow angle. They're not like 45-degree scallops along the edge. They're actually quite deep, and so that way it's all there. Anyway, yeah, so the pins will be filed down until they're about a millimeter to a millimeter, like 1.2 millimeters high from the scales. Then I will tape over the scales, and then I'll take a Scotch-Brite pad on the buffer, and Scotch-Brite them, and what that does is it wears through the tape where the pins are, but not on the main scales. And then that'll dome them out a little bit because Scotch-Brite tends to conform to the surface. And then I'll take a buffer to them. Then I'll take the tape off, and I'll rebuff the whole handle, or at least just the scales and the pins. And what that'll do is just get those edges that appear from the tape off. So they'll be very, very small domed pins. But I reckon that's going to look best in the end. It is the Kyle Royer way of doing it. That's exactly where I got that technique from. Kyle Royer. The legend, the myth, the absolute freaking weapon that is Kyle Royer. Oh, how did that happen? Oh dear, that's not good. There's nothing I can do about it now. How did that happen? It's dead central. Is it top and bottom? Yeah, apparently. Countdown to Sam swearing his head off because he's screwed something up. That spraying noise you can hear is me just WD-40ing the front of the guard so that it doesn't rust. Oh, taking your first blacksmithing class tomorrow. Cool. You always remember your first, so they tell me. Never had the opportunity to take a class, so I just taught myself. Oh boy. Okay. Woo. All right. So now that the Musso is glued up and the Japanese Bowie is glued up, they're all ready to rock and roll. Finishing. She was quite drunk. She said it was fun. Fair enough. Solid pins. No, I didn't forget the frame lineup pins. They were already in the frame. No, I probably won't, Curtis. Yeah, Lucas, hand sanding's always fun. Look at me. That was a lot of work. I'll tell you what. Honestly, there is no hard and fast way to do Yakutia knives. The Yakut blade is a relatively easy profile to forge. The difficulty comes with the single-sided concave, the fuller on the single side. But honestly, the thing is that getting to that idea you can use a million different ways, and they're all right. As long as you get to the right end product, you're fine. That's the trick. I'm keeping looking at it. It's very pretty. Oh man. You have no idea how fucking happy it makes me to see this all done. Yeah, I know, Curtis, but the thing is, Kyle's always improving, and this is one of the reasons that Kyle always inspires me, is Kyle's always improving. No matter where he's got to, he's always aiming for better. And so the fact that I'm always aiming for better means that by the time I'm where he is now, he will be 20 years later than me. Fair enough, Crawford. I have not worked for Bloomery Iron. I've worked with a little bit of Hearth Steel, which is similar, and it's very, very, very spongy. Yes, it's a mild steel frame, mild steel guard, gun-blued, to have an antique gun-blue finish. It's not supposed to be like matte, or like not supposed to be properly gun-blued. It's supposed to be a little bit splotchy to make it look antique, ancient, not ancient, but antique. I was going for an overall antique feel. I'll flip you around and you can have a look again. So yeah, we've got the mild steel guard, mild steel frame, brass liners, Koa scales, and brass pins. All of the mild steel has been gun-blued to give it that dark appeal, and obviously brass and wood really kind of matches each other. I love the look of like brown woods with blued steel and brass. It reminds me of like old school shotguns and stuff like that, the old school flintlocks. I believe they're 3/32, they're 2.5 mil, whatever that is in inches. So I'll re-explain the Kyle Royer method of pins just for Caitlin's benefit, if you're still here, Caitlin. If you're not here, I won't bother. Yes, she is here. So basically, they will be cut with a jeweler's saw and then filed until they're about 1 millimeter high, or a little, you know, somewhere between 1.2 and 0.8 of a millimeter. And then what I'll do is tape over them and then take them to the Scotch-Brite pad on my buffing wheel. And then when I do that, it will wear through the tape and only hit the pin heads. And then once it's done that, I can take it to the buffer and buff them up. And then take the tape off and buff the handle as a whole, except that I'm going to have to be very careful not to touch the frame or the guard. And I'm just going to buff over the whole pin assembly, and what that'll do is just round out the little ridge that you get from the tape. And that's the way to do Kyle Royer style domed pins. Thanks, Curtis. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate it, buddy. Oh. I'm happy for me too. Sorry, I'm hocking right there, but that grinder, the sawdust from the grinder was pretty spectacular. Yeah, so they're not actually technically domed, but they're called domed pins because they have a dome on them. Problem with the rounded pins, your Kyle Royer style pins, is that if your fit up isn't very tight, then the gap will be very obvious. So in that event, you actually want to dome the pins properly. Yes, a very small needle file. Very small needle file. Needle round file, and just sat there for a couple hours filing. Thanks, Wiley. Thanks, Will. Thank you, everyone. This will be shown in all its glory at the end of the week when I do my final showing of what I'm taking to the knife show. So if you want to see it finished, I'll also be putting photos up on my Instagram, Facebook, and all that kind of stuff, so you guys can catch up with it there. As well with the Japanese style Bowie that I did, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So if you're interested in seeing more from me, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out if you're going. I can't have a glass of scotch. I have 3 of these to finish. So that's what I'll be doing after this live stream goes. So I'll be finishing these Hex Hawks out, and I'll be doing that. Got to go get some handles after this stream is over. I do have business cards. I'll be giving them out at the show. I need more. I'll probably run out at the show. The rest of the blades. This is the rest of the this is the rest of the blades. No, I've got a couple of others on the go this week. From tomorrow to Thursday, I'll be making 1 knife a day, and so therefore, I'll be doing that. I don't know whether I'll be able to film it because filming takes up a lot of time, so more than likely I'll end up just doing a knife a day, and you'll have to look at my Instagram feed to see what I've been up to. My Patreons will be getting daily vlog updates of everything that I'm doing. They'll see the knives in video format. I might do some video of me making them as well if I get around to it. You can find pictures of my Hex Hawks on my Instagram page and my Facebook page. I also have 2 for sale on my Etsy, which will be coming down today. Because if they don't sell today, I'm going to take all of the Hex Hawks and hammers off so that I have them for stock for the show. Because having them on the table at the show is going to be advantageous. That being said, I'm going to get on with it. I've got to wire brush those, cold blue those, sharpen them, and then handle them. And I've got to do that all today. So, yeah. Thank you very much, guys. And I will see you on Wednesday. It'll probably be like a vlog style video of just an update of what I'm doing. But yeah, look out for that. Cheers, guys.